Islam, Shalom, Hola, Aloha, Osio, Bonjour, Assalamu Alaikum. This your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor. Do you have questions about claiming your nationality? Are you confused or hesitant on how to get started or where to get started? Resources on what to study? Questions and answers? Maybe even a question on where to purchase an authentic fez. Help me help you. Book your session below. Use keywords Moorish nationality.
When your eyes have become spiritually open, there's so many things you can't unsee anymore. Ever since my spiritual awakening, I could never see the grocery store the same way ever again. The vast majority of this bullshit looks so unappealing to me now. Cause you didn't realize that a human being is not supposed to be consuming shit with an ingredients list this fucking long. Half of this shit you can't even pronounce, let alone know what it is and what it's doing to your fucking body. And when you start to read that label, you start to notice there's something very similar in all of these foods. Blue 1, blue 2, green 3, red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6. Like, what the fuck is this, a bag of Skittles? And yeah, Skittles got every last one of these fucking dyes in them. Cause Skittles ain't fucking real. And as people get older, they'll complain about all the bodily issues that they got going on. Why they always gotta be in the hospital. Why they on all these different medications. Why they having all these different body aches and pains. It's because your whole life you've been consuming dyes. Red 40 creates hyperactivity and causes cancer. Red 3 causes thyroid cancer and damages your fucking chromosomes. That's literally your DNA. Yellow 5 causes hyperactivity, chromosome damage, and thyroid tumors. Yellow 6 causes hyperactivity. It also causes kidney and adrenal gland tumors. Red 3 causes bladder and testy tumors. Blue 1 causes hyperactivity, chromosome damage, kidney tumors, and asthma. Blue 6 causes hyperactivity, chromosome damage, brain and bladder tumors. People wonder why we struggle so much when we get older. It's because all this shit is in the food.
You're not going to believe this, but I now have confirmed proof that mist that's being sprayed on your organic fruits and vegetables at Sprouts is not water. It is Produce Max. Let me explain. About a month ago, someone sent me a DM telling me that Sprouts was using Produce Max on their organic fruits and vegetables and hiding the spraying system behind big signs. In case you don't know what Produce Max is, it is a product that's designed to extend the shelf life of your produce. And its main ingredient is chlorine. So I had to see for myself. So I went to my local Sprouts and there it was. A big sign right above the organic produce, just like she described. Then I called that same store, spoke to the produce manager and explained to her that I am sure you guys are using Produce Max. She confirmed to me that the fruits and vegetables that are being washed in the back do use Produce Max, but she was not sure what was being misted because the mister is upstairs. So she went and she checked and she then confirmed to me that yes, Produce Max is what is being misted on your organic fruits and vegetables. This is not transparency. This is misleading. And most shoppers have no idea. So if you're buying organic to avoid synthetic chemicals, preservatives, or unnecessary treatments, this matters.
World fucked up and I'm tired of this shit. Because they just sold me some lab-grown chicken without my consent. And I know this is lab-grown. Somebody literally tried to tell me this was not lab-grown meat. Look at this shit, bro. I did tear it apart to show them, but like, there's no way. Like, do you see how it's like gummy? And it's like, look, this shit is like, I bought this chicken on motherfucking Friday, and what the fuck I did was I got freezer bags and I split it up. I think what it is when you freeze lab-grown meat, I don't think that you can preserve lab-grown. Like, why am I able to do this to my chicken? I done just made chicken nuggets without a motherfucking blender. Now somebody had the audacity to tell me this is not lab meat. When do chicken be like this? It looks like a book. I can open pages of the fucking chicken. And it's throughout the whole chicken, both pieces. And this the Meyer brand. Now, there's no way this is a real chicken breast. There's no freaking way this is a real chicken breast. Like, there's no way. Somebody tell me I'm not crazy. This is fake meat. And they really thought I was finna eat this shit. Yeah, so I got ground chicken. We ain't eating that shit. Just so y'all know, I'm not lying. No freezer burn on this. This is the same chicken that came out the pack. And you could even see, if you look closely, you can see the same fibers in the chicken. It ain't been in the freezer for more than 4 days. Now I'm telling you that. And I remember back in the day, my mom and them used to have freezer in the food for a whole month, and we still used to eat that shit, and it still used to be good. It still used to smell good. This got a little stench to it. It was wrapped up real nice and tight. Look at that. Old school, took the straw, sucked it out, rolled it up. Ain't nothing wrong with this chicken outside of the fact that it's not real chicken. Thought it was.
Yeah. So what we do here at the store is we take the moldy strawberries out, throw them away, and then the rest, we put it, sometimes we put it on the floor, or we put it in this, and this becomes this. Sold for way more money. Same with the blueberries.
Anything convenient is going to be a scam. Be very, very weary of anything that is prepackaged or processed or cut up for you. Just buy some actual whole strawberries, buy a whole watermelon. These guys don't care about you. They don't care about your health. They don't care about anything but profit.
This is your daily reminder that corporations actually do not care about the customer. They're financially responsible for making as much money as possible at the expense of the customer, actually. Legally bound to screw you if possible. So seeing stuff like this not only is not shocking or surprising, it's expected. It's required. They have a fiduciary responsibility to screw you over so that they can put their shareholders above you, the customer that they are serving. Immediate red flag when the packaging changes. And oh, looky there. It went from having 10 packets of oatmeal to only 8 packets of oatmeal. So month after month, do not be surprised when you go to replace your toilet paper and it's shrunk. It's shrunk again. But they added a little wavy design, so that makes it fun and interesting. Look at this person's a Hungry Men meal. They lopped off an entire slice of turkey and 77 grams of total weight since the early 2000s. They try and slow roll it so that you don't notice it. But come on, over time, there's just no escaping. It's so obvious.
Yo, look at what they do to tuna.
So what they do is they get this rotten tuna and then they feed it into this red chemical dye and inject it through it, which gives it turns it from the brown poopy color that you see into a bright red color that never goes away. So even if the fish is completely rotten, it'll still look completely fresh because they're injecting this dye and then soaking it in this dye, chemical dye, to give it the illusion of being fresh ahi. And the part coming up that most people miss in this video is coming up here in a minute. They're gonna inject carbon monoxide gas into the bags and then let the fish marinate in that carbon monoxide gas for however many hours so it soaks all the way through it. I don't know how bad carbon monoxide is for people to eat, but I do know that it keeps the fish from smelling or tasting rotten to the extent that people can actually die. It can get so rotten that people can actually die and never have tasted or smelled that it's bad because the carbon monoxide.
And the people gave me a large fry by accident, and I didn't want them because I don't eat that stuff or whatever, so I threw it to the birds when I came home. I come back like almost just about 15 hours later or whatever, approximately. I don't know, I'm bad with math. Don't charge it to my heart, charge it to my head, charge it to my heart. But I come out here and not one single fry that they gave us is gone. Not one single fry. And then if you look close, there's a bunch of black ants on them. The black ants are stiff. They're dead. They're not even moving. So it seems as if they attempted to eat the fries, but in the midst of it, they died.
So birds will not eat the fries. The ants that did died. Yet people are still consuming this and putting this in their bodies.
This is a potato from America that's unusually long and difficult to grow.
Your motherfucking McDonald's potato weighs 12 pounds, bitch. This whole field with toxic chemicals that'll kill anything that touches the potato. Why? Because if something touches the potato, it'll turn brown.
Further insists that they have no blemishes at all. And the only way to eliminate that is with a pesticide called Monitor that is so toxic that the farmers who grow these potatoes in Idaho won't venture outside into their fields for 5 days after they spray. They have to put them in these atmosphere-controlled sheds the size of a football stadium because they're not edible for 6 weeks. They have to off-gas all the chemicals in them.
The McDonald's potatoes is so toxic by the time they take them out the ground, they gotta lock them away in a bowl and leave them there for 3.5 weeks before it's safe to wash them off.
The stuff that makes your fried chicken and french fries so tasty. Cooking oil. But who knew that grease is actually liquid gold for thieves?
These Chicagoland restaurant owners say they had no idea the grease that makes their Bona fries and Brown's famous fried chicken so tasty is actually liquid gold for grease thieves. Authorities say organized crime rings have made millions pumping used cooking oil out of special grease bins like these located behind most restaurants.
He's into a container. He's putting the hose in it. That's going to be ours.
We picked up the trail of this alleged grease thief operating outside Chicago in broad daylight.
He's prying up the edge. He's putting the hose in it.
We trailed it as they stop after stop to stop.
Para algunos comerciantes sin escrúpulos, existe un ingrediente que llaman oro líquido, el aceite de desagüe. Aunque en muchos países está prohibido, su bajo costo y altas ganancias hacen que siga circulando en secreto. Este aceite generalmente se obtiene de restos de comida, aguas residuales de cocina e incluso del fondo de los botes de basura. Los trabajadores recogen este líquido maloliente en cubetas de metal y lo vierten en grandes calderos para calentarlo. Cuando la grasa sube a la superficie, la retiran con cucharones. Después, el aceite pasa por múltiples filtraciones y sedimentaciones, y se le añaden químicos para eliminar el olor. El aceite tratado adquiere un color claro, casi idéntico al aceite fresco para cocinar. Finalmente, se envasa en bidones de plástico, sin etiquetas, y se vende a bajo precio a restaurantes, puestos de comida e incluso fábricas de alimentos, para freír pollo, papas fritas y otros productos. Detrás de los sabores que disfrutan los consumidores, puede estar este aceite de desagüe que representa un riesgo para la salud.
Islam, Shalom, Hola, Aloha, Bonjour, Osio, Assalamu Alaikum. Konnichiwa, this is your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell down below so you can be notified whenever I'm dropping some new content. Leave a comment, interact with me. Thank you. I really do appreciate your viewership. Back at it. Jump into another one. Alright, so this episode of Food Wars, what are we really getting inside the restaurants? Like, is the food safe to eat? I've worked in plenty of fast food restaurants in my day, even plenty of regular like sit down dining restaurants, and I can tell you the things that go on in the kitchen are not always on the up and up, you know. So I'm sure you can even ask that of anybody who does like food inspections, safety inspectors, you know, people like that. They tell you a lot of cruddy stuff goes on behind the scenes when it comes to the cleanliness of a lot of these establishments, right? Every place does not have the same standards. You have to be careful of ice machines. I personally no longer get ice inside of any of my drinks whenever I order a drink from like a fast food place or whatever. No ice, please, because those ice machines are incredibly difficult to clean, and I would say like 90% of the time they have some kind of mold grown on the inside of them, right? That goes for soda machines, that goes for slushy machines, Slurpee machines, stuff like that at all of these places where there's some kind of soft serve or soft drink machine or whatever, you know, those fountain drinks. It's a bunch of hoses and nozzles back there, and even though it's being kept chilled, a lot of moisture is back there, and you know, dust and grime starts to build up, and a lot of sludge starts to get built up in those places. So I remember hearing a while ago that a test was done on like a lot of fast food industries ice, and they said like they found particles of fecal matter inside of most of that ice. So man, I definitely stay away from that personally. I really barely eat from any of these fast food places now because I honestly just don't trust it. Because a lot of these people just don't care. It's people showing up to work. Not to speak down on some of the youth, but some of these people from the younger generation, I guess like Gen Zs, they really just don't care. They're just showing up just to get that pay. And I definitely understand that. I definitely get it because people in my generation was definitely like that. I'm a millennial, so I definitely understand showing up just to get that pay. But this generation really has even a more lax or even less caring than we used to be back in the day. Honestly, like they don't even pump fake. They just they just show up. So I would definitely be careful about that. Alternative going to the grocery stores and shopping. Those food prices are up, man. Like we're getting a lot of our products from overseas as well. So tariffs on those, the prices of packaging, shrinkflation is a thing that's happening. So you're spending $2 or $3 more per product every time you go to the grocery store, and the packaging is getting smaller. You're getting less and less, for your buck. You really just don't know how to catch a break. Also, I was hearing that there was talks of funding being cut for the SNAP benefit program, the EBT here. There's no federal funding for it, and that's a completely federally funded program. So there's going to be a lot of food insecurities going on if they don't come to a consensus, to a settlement about this budget, the government budget, by the end of this month. So going into next month, people won't be receiving EBT or SNAP benefits, as far as I know, at this moment. So, coming up to the big feasting time, for the for the harvest season and things like that. People call it Thanksgiving and all that. Around that time, people might not have food, honestly, because people who rely on EBT, SNAP benefits, might not have it. And then there's going to be a lot more pressure on like food pantries and stuff like that. A lot of these organizations that do help out individuals and families with food insecurities, that's going to be a really, really big thing. And then it's getting colder, so the unhoused, the homeless are going to be facing even more of those issues. So, what I'm saying? It's definitely time to really make wise decisions when it comes to your finances, or when it comes to the type of food that you're buying, saving foods, non-perishable items, doing your best to stock up on stuff as much as you can, find those deals, find those sales, and try to make food stretch. Let me know how I'm doing down below. Once again, this is your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor. Hopefully you enjoyed those videos and those clips at the beginning. I'm going to show a few more at the end, a little something more on a lighter note, a positive note, just to round it out. So hopefully you found some information that you were not aware of, and I got you informed so you can look into it a little more about the information yourself. And stay healthy. Health is wealth, honestly. You really don't really think about your health until you're feeling the effects of poor health, until you're suffering from some kind of ailment, no matter what it might be, in what way, shape, or form. So let me know how I'm doing down below. Like, share, subscribe. They're always trying to silence videos like mine when I'm putting out this hot information, this righteous information, know what I'm saying, swinging the sword. So, peace. Thanks again.
97 cents for a freaking orange. $12.47 for freaking string cheese. Wow, Locking up the Slim Jims. Look at this small bag of pretzels, guys. Look at this. This is where it's filled. $6.48, but only $5.83. Nuts are for rich people. Look at that. That's even great value. Who drinks that poppy? $15 for soda? Wow. Look at the price of that for a bag of chips. $6 for cookies, guys. $5.27 for some damn Cheez-Its. How long before you think people are going to be rioting in the streets? But we can afford a $200 million ballroom at the White House, $1 billion refurbishment on a plane that we're going to give to him when he's gone, and then we have to buy a new plane. Super Bowl, NASCAR, UFC fight, $45 million one-day birthday parade, Medicaid cut, SNAP benefits cut, FAA cut, USDA cut, FEMA cut. What are you paying taxes for? It's a good question, no?
Today I'm going to show you how expensive groceries are in Germany. A bag of mandarins, $1.69. $2.39 for 12 eggs. Baby bells for $2.79. Oat milk for 90 cents. Bio salami for $1.99. You can get real bread for $1.19. If you get a full loaf, you can cut it right here. One salmon fillet for $3.99. You can get 3 pizzas for $3.99. There are 3 pizzas inside. Red wine for $2.49. 6 pears for $1.49. Cucumber for 69 cents. 2 pounds of meat for $6.99. Strawberries for $2.89. Yeah, are you guys ready for the craziest thing? This much toilet paper for $2.69. And then 4 pieces of kitchen towels for $2.75. I honestly have no idea why toilet paper is so expensive in the US. You can get cat food for 30 cents. Let's head over to the sweets. 1 bag of raisin for $1.79. Chips are $1.19. Olive oil for $5.99. The prices here are insane. They're so cheap. You get some Gouda for $1.95. This huge pot of Greek yogurt, $2.29. Baby food is either $1.05 or you can even get something for 75 cents. 85 pieces of diapers for $5.39. Hand soap here for 65 cents. Toothpaste for 65 cents. Okay, let me know in the comments. Do you think it's cheap or expensive to shop in Germany?
I want to hear the excuse of why we can't have even close to this healthy of food in North American schools. I don't know about Europe, how they're doing, but here's a public school cafeteria lunch in Japan. Homemade broth, fresh ingredients. Dude, at the cafeteria I went to, it was frozen.
It's because of corruption. If the American government ever actually decided to do something like this, the teachers would finally realize how underpaid they are and how much they could have been getting paid. Like they already know they're underpaid. They just don't know by how much. Because you would think the people handling the future of a country would be getting paid something decent. You would think that the future of the country would be getting fed something better. But these old farts in office only care about their global trafficking sex rings and how they look clipping their toenails over their freaking yachts while they sit there and plead with you guys saying it, oh, how it's everyone else's fault that they're gonna send another 10 billion to another country. On how, oh, it's your neighbor's fault because they voted for the other side. That's the problem with America. That's what they're gonna tell you guys. That's what they're gonna tell you guys. This is why we should stop voting for this garbage two-party system. Formulate a party with Americans' actual interest involved, and we can get something like this because we have the budget for it. Heck, oh my God, pay teachers a reasonable amount so then they actually are motivated to teach the future of our country. But who am I? Maybe a crazy person, am I right?
जापान में हर एक कंपनी कोशिश करती है कि उनका स्नैक्स एग्जैक्टली वही शेप और साइज का हो जो वो अपने फ्रंट पैक में दिखाते हैं। लेकिन सबसे शॉकिंग पार्ट ये है कि ऐसा कोई भी जापान गवर्नमेंट का रूल नहीं है, तब भी कंपनी ऐसा खुद ही करती है क्योंकि कंपनी पब्लिक सेक्टर से डरती है और पब्लिक का ट्रस्ट ब्रेक नहीं करना चाहती है। बट इंडिया में अनफॉर्चुनेटली लीडिंग फूड ब्रांड सबसे मिसलीडिंग भी है, जैसे कि रियल जूस में इतना फ्रूट्स दिखाते हैं बट छोटे फॉन्ट में क्रिएटिव विजुअलाइजेशन लिख देते हैं। ये कंपनी भी इतनी ऑरेंजेस दिखाते हैं बट पीछे लिखा है फ्रूट आर्ट्स फॉर क्रिएटिव डिरेक्शन, बट इसमें फ्रूट्स है ही नहीं। और ये सिर्फ पैकेजिंग में नहीं, ये सिर्फ टीवी एड में भी हो रहा है। क्रिएटिव विजुअलाइजेशन के नाम पे कुछ भी बेच देते हैं आजकल, और ये फॉल्स मार्केटिंग एक कारण से होता है। जापान में कंपनी पब्लिक से डरती है, बट इंडिया में पब्लिक कंपनी से डरती है, और ये बदलने का टाइम आ गया है। हम इंडियंस को जापानीज से सीखना चाहिए और हमें कंपनी को अकाउंटेबल रखना चाहिए, और कंपनी को भी पब्लिक के रिस्पेक्ट को टू द अकाउंटेबल और प्रोफेशनल वे में रिप्रेजेंट करना चाहिए।